Getting a bird is super exciting, no matter if it's your first bird or the fourth one already. But you do need to be prepared before bringing home your new nugget. Here is everything you need to know before getting a bird. When you visit the pet store to get a budgie, you want to pick a good one. However, there is no such thing as a good or bad budgie. All budgies are good. There is a healthy and unhealthy budgie. If you're a beginner or if you already have a flock at home, then you will want to pick a healthy budgie because it will be much easier to care for and it won't infect your flock with diseases. But if you care so much about budgies that you are willing to bring back a sick or disabled budgie to your home, then you are a very good person. But today we'll focus on how to choose a healthy budgie. Find a clean and caring pet store. When you're getting a budgie, you want to make sure that the pet store you're going to get it from is taking good care of its budgies. Look for clean cages, clean water bottles, and not an overcrowded cage. Find a healthy looking budgie. When looking at budgies inside a pet store, they will all look colorful but the same. But when you start looking into their details, you'll find out that some are healthy and some are not. To choose a healthy budgie, check out their eyes, beak, and feet. These are the most prone areas to show signs of disease. Look for any crusted or watery points around the budgie's eyes. Make sure that it's wide open and clean. Same for the beak's area. It should not have any discharge coming out of their nostrils. It shouldn't have blood, cuts, or a crusted appearance surrounding it. And the beak should not appear deformed, such as being too long or have a funny shape to it. A healthy budgie's feet should be smooth and soft, and sometimes when budgies are older, their feet may be more scaly, but not excessively so. If you notice a strange layer of thick, crusted skin over the budgie's feet, or if a budgie messes with its feet for too long, then it may have scaly mites. Check the feathers. One of the main signs that a budgie is healthy is when it's keeping its feathers clean and shiny without having frayed ends or dirty spots, such as having a dirty vent. Some young birds may have a dirty vent because they're not skilled enough to clean that area yet. But all of the other feathers should be sparkling clean. Look for an active budgie. Most of the day, budgies are very playful and active, and when it's time to nap, they would do it together, just like they play together. So a good way to identify a healthy budgie is if it's interested in its surroundings. A sick budgie will usually be sleepy and puffed up. It won't be active, and it will not play or hang out with other budgies in its flock. It may even rest at the bottom of the cage, which is a red signal that something is not right about it. How to choose the right one? When people want to get a budgie, the first thing they will usually consider is the color. But it's much more important to consider its health, age, and gender. You already know how to pick a healthy budgie, but how to pick a young budgie, which is what most people are looking for. A young budgie will be much easier to tame and will bond quicker. So look for black white eyes with no white circles, a fluffy barred head, and small black dots under the cheeks. If you're looking to get a young budgie, that is. Gender is also a main factor in choosing a budgie. If you want a female, you should look for a pale white cere when they're young and a brown or nude cere when they're adults. A young male cere will be pink or purple, and an adult male cere will be royal blue. Welcome to the Ultimate Bird Owner Checklist. Whether you're a new or a veteran bird owner, you should still check yourself to find out if you have everything it takes to be a true bird owner, because there are definitely things that you're missing out on. These are 16 things every bird owner should have. A cage. This one is pretty obvious, but remember to always give your bird the largest cage you can. Toys. You shouldn't only give your bird safe and fun toys, but also remember to change them often so your bird is always excited with something new. Perches. Your bird would only be happy with natural wood perches, and just like its toys, you should change the perches location often as well. Apple cider vinegar. You'd be surprised what you can do with apple cider vinegar. From diluting it with water and using it to clean your bird's cage, and even dropping a few drops in your bird's water once a week. Playground. If you want your bird to spend more time outside, a playground is a great idea. It also reduces the destructive behaviors of your bird. Bird bath. There are plenty of fun bird baths you can buy for your bird. I'll leave a few links in the comments. Calcium. Either a cuttle bone or a mineral block, calcium is vital to your bird's health. Always keep one in your bird's cage. Avian vet. Many people struggle with finding an avian vet, so I always suggest to check avian vets online that you can consult with in case of an emergency. Reward treats. Different birds love different treats, but millet spray is a top contender and almost every bird loves it. This isn't only for training, but just to make your bird happy every once in a while. First aid kit. If you're a bird owner, you should definitely prepare a first aid kit for your bird, including guardian angel, iodine for cuts, and more. New set of cookware. Whether you're a beginner or advanced bird owner, you should check if the cookware you use every day is safe for your bird. Healthy seed mix. Your bird is mainly going to eat seeds for the rest of its life, along with veggies and pellets and other stuff, so make sure you're getting your bird high quality seed mix. Cage cover. If you're a night owl and like to stay up late, make sure to get your birds a cage cover so you don't bother them while they sleep. A carrier. A prepared small cage or dedicated carrier is a must for every bird owner, for vet trips and even emergencies. Kitchen scale. You want to keep track of your bird's weight. It's the best way to notice any changes in its health. A pair of gloves. As bird owners, we don't want to ruin our bird's trust, so a great idea is to always wear gloves when you need to grab your bird for a checkup or to trim its nails. Unlike polar bears that you're always seeing alone in the Arctic, budgies are very social creatures and you'll always catch them in large flocks in the wild. Some countries even take legal proceedings against owners who keep only one budgie in their homes. But some people say that keeping just one budgie is the way to go. So should you keep one budgie or more? Not everyone is capable of keeping one budgie. It takes at least 4 hours a day of spending time with your feathered friend, and if you'll spend less than 4 hours playing in and hanging out with it, your budgie will be lonely and sad. And we all know what happens to a lonely and sad budgie, right? On the other hand, if you only have one budgie and you are spending enough time with it, then it will be your best friend. If your budgie only has you as a friend, it will want to spend its time with you, and you'll enjoy a single budgie more because you are the only source of love and attention for the bird. That also means it will be much easier to tame and bond with. So it is okay to have only one budgie as long as you have the time and attention for it. If you plan on getting 2 budgies, you can still get one at a time. You will have enough time to form a close bond with your first budgie before getting another one. But getting 2 budgies at the same time will definitely make it hard to bond with both of them, because they will want to be together instead of being with you. Budgies obviously prefer budgies over humans. So if you have one budgie and you're planning on getting another one, expect your first budgie to become less friendly with you after you'll get it a friend. 2 birds keep each other happy and complete, so they will ignore you. Another thing you should consider when thinking about getting 1 or more budgies is space and money. Obviously, 2 budgies are more expensive to care for, they require more food, they need a bigger cage with more space to roam and play. And you'll also need to clean after them more often. But on the other side of things, they won't be lonely or depressed, they'll keep each other company when you're busy, and you won't have to care for them as much as caring for just one budgie. you're watching this, then I'm sure you've come to a conclusion that keeping just one bird isn't enough for you anymore. And you want your bird to have a bird friend that looks exactly like it. You also have to admit that you probably just want another fluffy baby bird to mess around with. So getting a second bird does sound like a good plan, but there are a few things to consider when growing your bird flock. Here are 3 things you need to know before getting another bird. Quarantine. Your original healthy bird needs to be protected at all costs. This means that whenever you get a new bird, you have to quarantine it in a separate cage and in a separate room. This is important simply because new birds can carry diseases that you don't know about. And quarantining a new bird for about 30 days is usually more than enough to notice any symptoms. You obviously don't want your OG bird to get sick all of a sudden. Birds are super fragile and it could put their life at risk. Relationship breaker. Here's something you most likely can't do a lot about. But it is still important to know before welcoming another bird to your house. Birds will love each other more than they love you. They can communicate in their own language, feed each other, and overall have more fun together than with you. This is why you can expect your older bird to kind of keep its distance once you'll get a new one. It'll fly away a lot more and you won't pet it as much. So don't feel down because of that. You should actually be happy about it. Now your bird is enjoying its time with another bird that looks just like it. Everything doubles. When you get a second bird, everything doubles. This means twice the screening, twice the poop, twice the food and vet bills. But when you look at it, at least while you're not around, your birds will still enjoy their time since they have one another. But you will have a lot more mess to handle and a lot more work to do every time cleaning after them.